and then you die. Mark Manson ends the book with the ultimate punchline to life. We're all going to die. And strangely, that's where peace and real living begins. Most people spend their entire lives trying to avoid that truth. They distract themselves with money, fame, beauty, or success, pretending death is something that happens to other people. But Manson argues that facing death head-on is what finally makes life meaningful. He starts by talking about a friend of his who died young, someone full of potential, energy, and humor. Her sudden death shook him, forcing him to question everything he thought mattered. All the petty worries, the fake goals, the need for approval, it all looked ridiculous compared to how fragile life really is. That loss became his wake-up call. When you realize your time is limited, you stop wasting it on nonsense. You stop caring about who likes your post, who disagrees with you, or who has more followers. You start asking better questions, not how can I be happy, but what's actually worth my time before I go. Manson calls this the death filter. It's the mental habit of measuring what matters by imagining how much you'll care about it when you're lying on your deathbed. Spoiler, most of what stresses us today won't even make the list. He says people who deny death end up living shallow lives, chasing comfort and validation. But people who accept death live deeper ones. They stop being scared of loss, rejection, or failure because compared to death, those things are minor inconveniences. Manson brings up the philosopher Ernest Becker, who wrote The Denial of Death. Becker argued that humans build immortality projects, grand ideas, legacies, and achievements, to trick ourselves into believing we'll live on. It's our way of wrestling with mortality. Manson doesn't dismiss this. He just says, pick your immortality project wisely. Build something that matters to others, not just to your ego. He also talks about how death gives life urgency. Imagine knowing exactly how many days you have left. You'd probably stop doom scrolling, stop fighting with people who don't matter, and finally call your family back. You'd live differently. He cracks a dark joke, too, that the universe doesn't care about your problems, your bank balance, or your perfect abs. In the grand scheme, we're all tiny specks of dust floating on a rock in space. Instead of feeling depressed by that, he says it's actually freeing. When you realize how small you are, you stop trying so hard to be impressive. You start just being. He uses the story of Hiro Onoda, a Japanese soldier who spent 30 years hiding in the jungle after World War II ended, still thinking the war was